encouraging to see the IGL getting involved with boots on the ground in respect of what OneWin were doing in that matchup. And if the strategy continues working, then we'll be looking forward to seeing how well they can do, and certainly an opportunity to take a one-sided series against the Victory Zigzag camp. Again, me and you, Dweg, we are predicting the 2-0. Any caveats, any win conditions, any things to watch out for as we enter Mirage?
I think, again, Mirage isn't a map that gets played that often and not a map that's that successful for OneWin. Hopefully the T side can try and work off of the back of it, but I'm still going to join you on a 2-0.
All right, then here we go. OneWin on the CT side. Victory Zigzag have waited long enough to get their teeth sunk in to the lower bracket. You got Mups G as the forward contact of this B lean. It is very carefully placed here. No set pieces at all. Trying to hunt for that opening kill, and so far it's just damage done against the T side.
Mups G just being able to at least draw a little bit of that distraction out there towards the apartments. Still don't even have a walk forward out towards mid. Instead, it's going to be a regroup out towards the A main portion. You've still got the lurker Groovy out there towards Palace, who's not engaged far enough to be able to engage into a pick or take any sort of contact as of yet. So very silent across the board here for the T's.
Eventually, they will form up into that A play, and they're going to pack off a little bit more passive here on this side of the map. Boomich in particular over towards the stairs. Deco's watching out mid, barely missing out vision onto Mups, and that allows the opening kill to go his way. The follow-up down there landed on Travis. Eventually, they will be able to overwhelm the defensive line, get that bomb plant in. Boomich did not see the player and where he's planting the bomb itself, so it looks like Victory Zigzag will get away with the plant at least. Can they get off with the defensive? Propler has already fallen. OneWin will lose one back in trade. The retake most certainly is on. They don't have a kit on any of the players right now. They're going in real quick towards it, including the backstab of Travis. Bubble is down. Mertz is low. So is Travis in this exchange, and Forrester has been tagged to half, but Groovy is gone. It's all left to Mertz now. 1 on 3. Getting the first. Not quite the second. Overwhelmed by the crossfire. Forrester hunting for the one frag he needs, the one shot he needs to take the 1 HP away from Mertz and gain the first pistol for OneWin.
A very strong late backstab coming in from Travis towards that A main portion. I mean, you can see right there, they get an opening pick. Deco just doesn't see the angle from under towards that bench position up there in window, so loses the fight. The smoke goes down towards top connector, so you can get the plant very open towards jungle side, open towards connector, open towards ramp, making it a free range as such in the post plant. But Travis on that backstab towards A main, he was the finishing factor.
There you go. OneWin might have struggled with dealing with the A site here. Victory Zigzag still unable to gain that opening. They get that bomb plant down, though, and that's key for the follow-up, because you can see where the buy looks as a result. 3 Galils, 2 Mac 10s, and seemingly a much faster play into the A site this time.
Boomich is going to catch a lot of this information. This could be a great bait setup. Look at the ninja hold.
Well, one player also connected to provide crossfire. Deco indeed will deal with 2. Boomich comes in with support of the player out of sandwich. Groovy can get 1 responsive, but the rest of the CTs have arrived en masse. Seeing where that bomb's been dropped, Travis finds the pole, and Mups is all that remain. 1 on 4. Unknown to the CT side, but not much that he can do with this position.
Yeah, that was very gimmicky to hold out there towards a ninja box, but it works just to be perfection, right? You have Boomich out there towards triple, bringing a lot of distraction, bringing a lot of eyes out towards a triple box, and then straight away, overlooked, not checked out. Mups G doesn't even get away with anything, so a second round coming through from OneWin, a lot more convincing than the pistol round.
2-0 start. Rifles come in, and Victory Zigzag go out. Still going to see a half invest coming in towards round 3, though. Lost bonus will build into the guns in the next. Eagle in for Propler. 1 more for Bubble as well. Kevlar on Propler. None for anybody else, though. Eventually, Mups will actually buy down a little bit as well. Get himself another Deagle to play with. OneWin. Well aware that they should be in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, Propler played on OneWin from January 2020 to June of 2021. So alongside Travis and Deco in particular. And this is going to mean a lot to him in this series, to try and cause a bit of an upset, to cause a little bit of a stir in the best of 3. Always anytime you're up against your ex-teammates.
Trying to prod into this mid control for Travis. We'll see the attempted run boost. Didn't get all of it, I don't think. Bubble behind the stack. Regardless, will continue fighting alongside Mups, who leans out simultaneously of Palace. Get dealt with by Deco. Boomich again playing the other side of danger. Groovy's found as well from the Palace control. Deco with a double up. Yeah, formalities with the M4s versus the pistols. They are working well against VZ. Bubble drops next, 2v5.
And we saw some struggles when it came to the T side in that last official from Victory Zigzag. They had a 2-13 half on their T side of their map pick of Ancient, and then even Overpass. They had a 5-10 CT half, went over to the second half and didn't score a single round on the T side. I wonder if that's going to change coming out here onto Mirage. So far, so little when it comes to the upgraded eco. Hardly any damage being done.
Yeah, very early doors for these boys, so they have an opportunity to try and turn their fortunes around. However, this round is all 5 alive. So money can bolster. Upgrade pistols will even be stolen by OneWin as they try and min-max their economy state and the value of the weapons they have. The guns will be inbound now for Victory Zigzag. AKs across 3, 4. I believe a 5th one was just dropped there in that T-spawn. So we should be seeing Mertz pick one up himself. Unless there's an AWP I didn't see. Oh, actually there was. Okay. So, big greens out for the first time on the T side. Let's see whether Mertz can strike with that opening kill down in the sniper's nest. You've got Nickelback with his nades a little bit short of the mark, so no major damage done.
Yeah, Mertz having a good spawn just to try and get into a comp pick. And Travis jiggle peeking down out here towards top mid. Now, once the top mid smoke comes in, or they smoke window, he might want to try and swing on the contact.
Smoke in the way for Deco. Mertz leaning in, shoulder bait, shot connects Travis. First out of the round this time, OneWin. Using quite heavy presence on that mid control. That short defensive was pretty pivotal to the B site as well. However, on this occasion, they're going to have to adjust to a 2-2 split. Concede mid with the exception of that connector control. And now a boost in from short.
A little bit of an unorthodox boost. Rather than up on the cinder blocks, they're getting it out towards the left-hand side and using the edge of the smoke. Now, it could drop the bomb right in the open there for Bubble.
I think they saw it. I don't think they'll be able to catch it, though. Meanwhile, one player acting out of the apartments. They'll hear those footsteps, hear that utility, see it coming in. Boomich just prodding for information out Sniper's Nest. Not going to go too far forward with it. Mups makes his way in. The player's on connector control. No idea. They're running into Deco. Bubble will drop. Propler responds. Nickelback finds Mertz as Propler tries to get back on control. 2 versus 2. And now Boomich can strike in from CT. Propler knows there must be one rotator and one player, of course, known towards the bomb site. And I think they're aware of his position as well. Boomich slowly closing in the pincers to check out that murder hole. Propler's hoping for a mistake.
Propler's just running out of time at this point, hoping that that rotation was going to come out from CT towards murder hole. Look to try and engage out towards short and win out the fight, but now he's got Boomich to deal with.
No idea. It's coming in from the back, but the missed spray allows another plant to come through here from Propler. Boomich hoping that he gets off it and tries to take an engagement, but it's a one-on-one, a quadra available for the AK if he can strike well against the veteran element of OneWin. He's checking out that left-hand side, unawares of how close Boomich could really be. I think you heard a footstep there, though. Checks position, but Boomich still wins that fight. And OneWin can maintain the streak.
You feel for Propler there because he's pretty much done everything in that round. Yes, you can give credit towards Mertz of getting that opening kill towards Travis to the short control. From that point onwards, it was only Propler getting impact, making that round winnable. That was a very strong crossfire from OneWin. The shots coming out from the short side, the peeking from CT Ticket. And again, one thing that we saw up against 9 was the lack of rounds that looked winnable, the lack of chances. That one white there was a very good chance, just like the pistol was. Both times, they've not been converted into round victories.
It's 4-0 instead for OneWin. Victory Zigzag. Quickly into that mid control once again. Bubble is the leading individual. Mertz alongside him out there towards the catwalk entrance. The smokes up from Nickelback will suppress CTs just on their defensive range, trying to challenge that mid control without overextending.
Travis giving himself a little bit of an off angle out here towards the short control. Not exactly peeking for information, but instead just walking for a short up. Resmoke off down there towards the bottom of connector. We're seeing mid constantly being give free range here to the T's.
Nickelback hunting for a pick here. Flash forwards. Sees one individual. Mert's going to get caught. Travis with the assist, and the blind spray almost gets Propler as well.
Reading that a refrag was going to try and come in. Bubble's caught a timing where he's been able to get out towards window completely undetected. He has to deal with Nickelback, though.
He will fall back a little bit. Aware that there might be some sort of potential aggressive play.
Oh, this is just timing. This comes down to who's got more patience.
Well, patience will be there for Bubble for the time being because His team are forming up the execution. Nickelback looking the wrong way now, thinking that mid might not be a factor. It certainly is. The flash forward, Meatmoth and Boomich going to take an engagement to win one. Nickelback does find Bubble in the end. Groovy is down to 13 HP and dead to the hands of Deco. Mups G, 1 versus 4 for him now. Caught off with a spray of Nickelback. That's a 3K for him in the round and a 5-0 start for 1win.
A very good beginning coming through from 1win, and something to note is, as of today, Bubble has now played the most maps on HLTV out of any player in the world, just overtaking Taz, just in front of Snacks, JW, and Spitty. So you look at him as, on paper, the most experienced player in the world. You're down in a very uncomfortable position. This is where he needs to use his IGL and veteranship to get themselves out of trouble, because it has not been an easy beginning here on Mirage at all.
You could say that for literally all the maps they've played today here. Trends are followed by victory. We haven't seen a lot of victory over the course of the day. This could be a chance to change their fortunes, perhaps, for the next gun round. Not inbound for this round.
And another thing to note is that Mirage and Ancient are some of the weaker maps in the pool, but just because they're weaker maps in the pool, it's weaker maps against high-end Tier 2 caliber teams, against your odd Tier 1 caliber squad. And I think that's where even the conversation of Overpass coming through from 9 is a little bit more of context is more important. I mean, right here for 1win, the struggles have definitely not shown. The economy is incredibly strong, and now Deco's got the AWP out.
I mean, you can even just sort of take a look back at the history. They've got maps against Monty, Eternal Fire, 9. 1win. Might have lost a couple of those, but in terms of this matchup, they're looking pretty solid in the 5-0 start. The Pistols upgrades have at least forced out 1 pick, and a bomb plant can be secured towards this A bomb site, but you can see Travis and Deco and Forrest are going to get involved to mop them up. Mups is caught completely flash blinded. Nothing he could do is to get caught up in Tetris. And there is the 6th on the board for 1win. It's not a bad half-invest round. You get the upgrade pistols, you get a bomb plant, you bolster the cash now going into the next. Mert's can afford the AWP.
I mean, he would have been able to afford it anyway, even without a bomb plant. I think once you start getting into those kind of rounds, you are looking for the victory. You are looking to maybe drop 4 players, 3 players at minimum, because anything from this point onwards has to be looked at as a winnable round, because you've got to put rounds up on the board. If you're just looking at it of, we've done a little bit of economical damage and we've got a bomb plant, doesn't matter. You need rounds.
And they need them now. 6 on the trot for 1win. Mertz making his way quickly up into the mid control. Nade damage done to Propler. Travis. Ooh, nade sent right past the man. Walking forward instead. Flash turned away from. Engagement found against the first alongside Nickelback's kill on Mertz. It's a 5-on-3 game. Bubble is trying to see if he can work around the trades and we'll be able to get one of them, but Deco's AWP is going to strike elsewhere. Man to fall in the apartments. The 2 players making their way out, or one of them is at least making his way out a ramp. Groovy dead to Forrester and Bubble just caught out. Bubble is back to his credit and aligning towards that B bomb site, but the moment he's known, they're going to pull all attention back into defense.
1win just crunching all of the safety out of that mid control. You can see the way that Victory Zigzag try and put some emphasis down there towards connected with the nades. Bubble does keep his head ducked down, so he should get a freebie here onto Deco. But it's what happens after this point that's just going to be the difficult factor.
God, the confidence for Deco to even try a flick like that, having seen a couple of pixels worth of Bubble. But now he's got no escape. He could force out a fight on Forrester and try play towards A, but again, the moment they take that fight, they're going to be aware of what's going on here. 1win. Bubble is going to try his hands at it anyway as Nickelback starts to realize that B is completely open. Bubble in on Forrester's position. Forrester's going to catch the kill. There it is. 7-0 for the CT side.
And you know what I think is wild is the fact that 2 of the teams that came through from the open qualifier were mixers. Obviously, you've got this one right here, Victory Zigzag. The other one was the Swedish team who took Apex to double overtime on map 1 and 1 overtime on map 2. I mean, what a contrast that is. Because even that Swedish lineup, I don't think many people are too familiar, other than maybe Jays are. A lot of those Swedish names no one's ever heard of.
That's why it's so shocking to see that match of all matches go to overtime. Like, yeah, 1win NIP, that makes a little bit of sense. NIP down in the dumps, 1win trying to make that move up just like 9R. But that one was the one that I think everyone internally at least had written off.
I think it shows the difference of on-the-day performance, right? Of just how you can catch your opposition off guard. And unfortunately for Victory Zigzag, that hasn't been a point of contact at all in either of their series.
It's led to the situation we're in right now. The 7-0 looking to extend to 8 unless Propler and Mups can do anything about it. Travis is going to get caught off guard with utility in hand, but that's not even a kill. Mups can get a kill on Nickelback, though. There's your opening for the T side.
And they tried to pull that distraction of Travis peeking just when the smoke starts to fade to allow Nickelback to get in with everyone's back turned. But it's an opening pick and a rarity right now for the T side.
Bomb's walking his way up into the apartments. Got 2 players on defensive, one in particular over in the corner. 2 more to join the attack. Deco, his AWP, ready to receive. Travis is going to escape that short presence, and Deco does not know the danger that he's in. Balcony, there's a player. But Bubble's not going to extend. He's going to have to make some noise with a jump face and a landing. Ooh, but Travis looks the right way at the right time, and now they can combine. Deco does get overwhelmed. Propler's AK dishing out a 2K, leaving it all onto Boomich to clutch this one. He can still get the kill against this player, however. Groovy's all the way on the other side of the map. The flashbangs are going to indicate it, and if he hunts this player down, he can hold the whole stick.
He's expecting Groovy to rotate out towards Market, watching it for a moment, but gets caught on the timing, and the peak can come through from Propler. A very good round there in the mid portion from Victory Zigzag, because Bubble starts to realize, I've got all the way out to the apartments, and they haven't seen me. We just need to be able to get a contact, get 1 or 2 good picks on the side, and we'll be able to open up. We know that Groovy's been late lurking in Palace pretty much every single round so far, hasn't been rewarded. Finally, he did, caught one of those rotates, and eventually get a post plant that's successful.
And a round that's successful as well. The 8th comes in, it finally goes the way of Victory. Will it continue? Can they follow it up? That's one thing they had an issue with against 9. They might have gotten a couple of rounds here and there, but very rarely did they string them together, and the opposing force was always on their backs immediately after the fact. Of course, the money state for the CT side is built so well that they can buy back in and try for some risky and ballsy plays, particularly on Nickelback's part. The HE doesn't land from Travis, so Bubble is not finished off there in the corner. It's a man advantage for Victory Zigzag until finally Forrester finishes the job.
And now they can start working their way out towards A main. Mertz is waiting for a reface, and it just doesn't quite come through on that timing while he's holding.
Oh, missing the AWP by pixels. The jump face, however, is going to get some info as to where that bomb is. That'd be flashed out of position. The incoming T-side utility as Mertz makes his way up. A smoke in towards jungle will keep Boomich at bay. Blind spray still comes up and catches 2. I thought it would just be damage on Propler, but Mertz ran in, got his head taken off. A stray bullet gets 1 more, and Travis, unaccounted for here in Connector, removes the bomb planter from play, doubles up onto Groovy the same, and that's the half for 1 win.
And you've got to be fuming there if you're Victory Zigzag, because you've done everything by the book. You haven't peeked before the smokes have gone down. You've worked the mid control. You got an opening pick from Bubble. He gets naded out. So, okay, 2 players out towards short. Let's put some emphasis towards round. Let's try and get Mertz set up with that AWP. He's watching out towards CT Spawn and Ticket. The timing's just not quite there. And then Boomich just gets 2 kills, spamming through a smoke. That's got to be so frustrating right there.
Yeah, that'll suck. And again, you just can't connect those 2 together. Victory Zigzag can't find the follow-up, and so the economy once again takes a hit on the T side. Flash forward, kill against the AK. There's a Galillion on Bubble. No savings, of course, for Victory Zigzag, so next round will be an eco unless they can take it here or get a bomb plant out of this. Lean forward from Mups trying to buy some breathing room for the bomb carrier. Mertz has caught Travis elsewhere, but Bubble's down to 9 HP.
Yeah, just so damn low. Yes, you might have been able to find 1 pick, but what else can get gained after that? You've already got 2 players out towards B, and Deco's starting to rotate. So if they catch the right information and the right timing, he can post out towards Market and keep 3 CTs towards B.
Bit of a weird setup here from Forrester and Nickelback. That both players are watching the short presence. Forrester will now start looking into the apartments. Meanwhile, Nickelback starts walking in, hoping to catch off Mertz. His AWP is posted, though. Not scoped in as of yet. Will Nickelback be able to get the jump on him? Also, walk out from Mups coming into the apartments. Forrester's got to deal with him here. And the fight gets won by the AK instead. The other M4 turns his attention back. The bomb should commit. Nickelback should be accounted for by the AWP. No, the shot's missed out. Mertz is going down. Swing back. Oh, Nickelback's caught a double. But Bubble's flank can finally come to fruition. It's all on Deco now.
Deco's got an easy kill here onto Bubble. Or does he? Oh, I heard the footsteps, knows that he's going to go out towards Connor, get out towards Short. You think instantly that Deco can just peek, even with the Deagle, and get that kill, but Bubble was trained for that reface, for that swing out in the open. Nicely done there from Victory Zigzag, and while it was a little bit of an awkward timing there from Mertz's perspective towards Short, it was the impact from apartments again.
Might have found a bit of a formula here, Zigzag. See whether they can maintain it. Defaults are again set to try to get the opening pick, but much more passive this time from the T side, and much more aggressive than one win. In fact, 3 players in total facing this mid control. Deco's up on shore, now got Nickelback making progress, had Travis in the mix earlier on as well, but no one from VZ to meet him.
Now, one thing that Bubble posted out on Twitter was that they lost every single round that would reset the economy of their opposition. Now, I look at this round and say this has got to be one of them. 8-2, one win don't have a massive amount of money in the reserve. The loss bonus isn't there. If they can come through here in round 11, you've got to expect a streak.
Jump face from Boomich. Trying to catch his men, trying to catch those contact individuals. It's Mertz out of Palace, dry facing with no real flash support as of yet. Smoke comes down towards Connector instead, and now Boomich jump face are going to see what's going on. Put a smoke up close, try block off vision. Nickelback call out towards mid. It's finally, it seems like VZ are punishing the aggression of the CT forces. Even Travis with his face out towards stairs, tagged low, dead to the hands of Groovy. AWP at Deco needs to find a trade out here, else this retake is not off the table. It seems like it already is, in fact.
It doesn't seem likely. AWP gets caught trying to reposition, and now Forrester just has to look to save onto that M4, bring it forward into the next round. Good pick there from Bubble out towards top mid, and I think it just shows right now that Bubble's doing quite a bit of lurking across the map. And for Victory Zigzag, I mean, even Mertz, just with the amount of info he gets on that walkout from Palace, it gives them a very good tell that A is quite undefended.
They're going hunting for Forrester as well. They'll take him. Very important round there for Victory Zigzag. You said before they struggled to get those resets. This is one of those rounds, though. An exception to the rules that they've set or have been set over the course of the day. And an opportunity for Victory Zigzag to start to close the gap here against one win. They've got their guns. The economy is still not fully built, but it will start to build here. And there really is just very little investment from one win here. One Deagle, one Flash.
We might only be 11 rounds in, but this is without a doubt the best performance that we've seen from Victory Zigzag so far today. They've got to start building on that, though. Trying to claw back these rounds, get themselves up to 6 or 7 T-side rounds, and give themselves a chance in the second half. The last thing they want to do is get up to 4 and then end up losing out the half at 11-4, just giving all of that control and respect back over towards one win. A very light eco, shaped up with a gamble stack. The only way this round gets a little bit nervous is if there's a split B or a pop out from the apartments.
Actually got a PT50 on Boomich here. Propler going to lean in towards the man, trying to take the captain out for one win. He's the only player holding on the A side, so they picked the right call. AK sprays, and eventually that player goes falling, and there's not really much that the other 4 can do about it. They are so far away. Just got to hope that perhaps one of these individuals walks in and can start to recognize what's happening in terms of the stack. One player about apartments as well might become a concern. Mertz is AWP just training, hoping that the CT start facing and the bomb's on his way towards the A site. Meanwhile, this round is going the way of the Ts.
Fundamentally as well, what we can see here from Victory Zigzag on the T side as Mirage, they can be a bit more individual, they can be a bit more separated. You look at maps like Ancient and Overpass, it's very pack heavy, it's very protocol heavy. So this is really where they can use that freedom to make their own plays, to maybe calm that they've got a good timing here, let me just make something happen. I have to see if that continues as these T rounds roll over.
And roll over on a 4th one. One win. Let's see if they can take a gun out of the hands of the T side. And economy game might not have been all that important to Victory Zigzag a little bit ago. Yeah, money state not all that fantastic for the T side, so removing some weapons, removing some head Kevlar. Some utility might be pretty nice for them. In the end, no one falls here on the T side line. Not even the bomb blast takes anybody, so one win, unable to get much damage in that eco. Now they look towards the gun buy, and immediately that AWP comes in from Deco, rightfully so.
Now, Victory Zigzag played quite a lot of Mirage when it came to the open qual. 16-4 versus Permitter Academy in the round of 128, 16-9 versus Nemega in the round of 32, and then in the qualification best of 3, they picked into Mirage. It went 16-14, but they managed 9 rounds on their T side, a lot more than where we see them sit right now.
And certainly more than's possible at this stage. The half has already been won by 1 win. Boomich wins out the opening fight as well. Mupsg down in mid. 1 win trying to get back to winning ways.
Propler can set up that window smoke and start to really elegantly start controlling back, or the mid control. They've actually missed out that window smoke. At least there's a trade there towards that ramp control, but it's still a man disadvantage.
And Nickelback will be aware they're trying to make some sort of mid campaign. Smokes into his position will keep him covered off. Travis expects them to make their way down bottom mid and attempt some sort of fight from bench. Meanwhile, Bubble's trying to work back in from ramp. He's going to grab that AWP and try and pull it away. He's got to be the man to get the bomb here, so he has to stay alive.
Yeah, he's just trying to make something happen. Try and pull some distraction out here towards A main, because now they can start walking up con. And Travis hasn't seen them. Yes, he has. He's seen one, but not the other.
Incendiary down to try to flush him out. Right into the hands of Nickelback, who was ready for it. Well communicated there by the 2 players. And now Bubble all left at Tetris, 1-on-4 situation. He's definitely known to be somewhere around the ramp control. Eventually, Deco catches off the shot. They were setting up a backstab with Travis up towards top mid. You can see him on the minimap now. And there it is, a 9th round for 1 win. You mentioned the 9 rounds the Victory Zigzag got on their T side during the qualification best of 3. It's exactly what 1 win have gotten on their CT side on the opposing map pick. Rebuy inbound for Victory Zigzag. And with a couple in a row, the loss bonus has been whittled down, so this might be their last key chance in this half to make up some ground.
And Mertz looking to try and see if he can use that good spawn to grunt an opening pick. Very fast a lot. Try and look out towards window.
Tagged up to 55. Does lean in towards Connector and overcook the flick on Travis. Deco falls to Bubble instead. Nickelback is ready for the man, though. Walks ahead of it, runs ahead of it. In fact, made some noise. Mertz's AWP can pick up 1, but Nickelback finally strikes.
A couple of good picks out there towards mid can actually grunt quite a lot in the mount. They can try and get themselves out towards ladder, try and pressure in towards a B split. They've even got Groovy and Mupsg out here on the walk towards A main. The timing as they line up for a moment, not quite the double.
Needed the headshots on both, only got 1 of them, and now with Nickelback falling, Boomich is isolated, needs backup to get here. Did he know that the bomb got dropped? Got a smoke in the way. Get back out. I don't know if the AWP's seen him. Either way, Forrest has fallen, and Boomich is known on the high ground. A Molotov sent towards that man, trying to hunt for Mups, and he drops right in at the wrong moment. And Victory Zigzag can win a 5th round.
Yeah, Bubble's putting up some pretty impressive picks towards mid right now. He's trying to get them to kind of discombobulate the CT side on some of those rotations and where they can follow up with one another. Victory Zigzag get themselves up to 5. Now, they'll know that the economy is okay, but not great. So they're probably expecting a few limitations from 1 win going into round 15.
Those limitations are the SMG, the 2 for Masters, and the Deagle. The M4 on Deco is the best weapon. He's going to get boosted up to try to look in from the catwalk control. Propler, meanwhile, making his way in from underpass. The smokes are in the way to ensure that they can't see anybody from the CT side. And they'll just dismantle that boost in the end, go back to standards on the 3-2 split.
Boomich, if there's another walkout towards A main, he could be in for quite a bit. He's actually going to try and present the frag, and Mupsg gets that opener, so good pick to start off the round.
Mups dives out of the way as well. Deco in the corner, expecting there to be more aggression from ramp, but that's not the case at the moment. Ups will make his move out, and they'll start to aggress on the CT side as well, so they might find a backstab. The concern is the misdirection that might get thrown in by Groovy on that side of the map. He is found by Deco, and it'll be a 4-on-4 as they realize now that this is going to have to be some sort of split play or a B play. They've drawn a smoke out towards that connected position, so they've drawn away a second CT player. So it's all on Forrester on this defensive. The moment he falls, the site will be taken. It'll be set towards a retake. Needs to get at least 1 kill here, and he just can't do it.
A great relocation of the CTs from the T-side perspective. A lot of over-rotates, players outside of B. Travis can come in and try and take a duel straight away. They might even deny the bomb from going down.
Two players are low HP. Propler is not one of them. He can strike. Deco can get back into a 2 versus 2, and he looks for more, but the AWP strikes. There's 9 points of health across the remaining players of the T-side, and Nickelback's SMG could find easy pickings with a spray and play strategy. Moving in slowly but surely. Can't see the one player out towards the plant position. Looks towards backside. The AWP. Is he ready for this? He is now. And Mutz will close out the half on a high note. Not a bad half from VZ, but 1 win still in control as we head to the second half.
So hard to let go. Take a chance, touch the sky, and you might just like what you find. Let's risk it all, put it on the line. Go and spread your wings. Let's find out if you fly. Let's find out if you so hard to let go. Take a chance, touch the sky, and you might just like what you find. Let's risk it all, put it on the line. Go and spread your wings. Let's find out if you fly. Let's find out if you
being tested right towards the tail end. And you look at this map at the pool with only 2 wins and 5 losses in the last 3 months, Jay, and you think for 1 win, is there going to be any more tests? Is there going to be any more surprises here in the second?
Well, only one way to find out. 3 rounds to make up for the victory Zigzag camp. It's probably the closest half that we've seen from them so far over the course of the day. Now we need to see them follow it up on the CT side. 1 win taking face. Mups finds Nickelback. Forrester can take 2 frags, and 1 win are once again in control in this pistol round. Advantage set. Trades not available for the CT side. They are backed up passive to no contact until finally Propler finds Travis. May have seen the player crossing, leaving it all on bubble to defend these against these 3 players on the B defensive. Boomich doesn't check him either. Oh, this is perfect as Proper even strikes 2 headshots to gain 2 players to find. Forrest is down. Last player had no idea about it. The veteran element of Boomich, one key mistake to make. Now his back will be turned towards one of 2 CTs who will win the pistol round.
Yeah, that's very good trigger discipline coming through from Bubble. And I think when you look at that entire round, it was that jump up from bench and in towards window, which Propler capitalized on, which just turned OneWin into pace, trying to get quickly out towards that B side. And when you're not clear in the balcony position, Bubble just knows, play this just very calmly. Just don't freak out at all, don't panic. That round was secured by Bubble, and Victory Zigzag, they at least start narrowing down the scoreline once again.
OneWin didn't even get a bomb plant. Burst fire from Mertz alongside his M4 buddy of Bubble. Able to work against the T-side line, trying to move them from play as soon as possible. Mertz 1, Forrest as Deagle does clap back. A bit of firepower available when the upgrade pistol counts. Only one of them available at the moment, especially as Travis has gone down to that HE. So advantage again for the CTs.
Forrester's just hoping for another rephase, keeping his eyes locked out here towards a ladder control. You have to imagine for Victory Zigzag, they've got to be careful with some of these overfaces towards window and connector. The last thing they want to give is too many casualties. But in the end, with Nickelback just with a Glock, it doesn't seem like much more is going to happen. So the CTs get themselves up to 8 rounds, and OneWin can prioritize the rifle round going into the next.
Indeed they can. Most of what they're working towards here from round 17 onwards. Just see if Nickelback can do any more damage. If he can find Propler, that would be nice to take that M4 out of the hands of the CT side. If he can toss it out of the map, that'd be even great, but the position that he's at doesn't really indicate any of that possibility. Eventually, he's found by Bubble. Does indeed secure that 8th round. As you mentioned, though, OneWin, their priority is all about the rifles, and they will be out in full force. Can't afford the AWP just yet. And yeah, here come the AKs.
And this is where I think OneWin, especially in the opening few rifle rounds in the second half, it could be a bit touch and go. Again, when you're up 7-0, you feel like it's fairly cruisy, weren't that many competitive rounds, and now all of a sudden, the international mix squad is putting on to be quite a threat in this first map. You want to just make sure that they never get to a tied-up scoreline and they never take a lead, because that's when all of your control and all of your manner of trying to get a comfortable 2-0 goes out of the window.
You're expecting a comfortable 2-0 and all. Not happening for OneWin at this particular stage. Victory Zigzag. Again, got those rifles pulled out, trying to deal with these AKs effective. Mertz and Propler combined together. Mertz credited with the majority of the damage and the kill on Travis as Deco is caught off with utility in hand. Propler gets credited with his own kill. Mups also strikes it out from us. And OneWin are being dismantled here on T-side. Nickelback and Forrest are both tagged. Ruby will go down for 1, but Propler's right back onto them. And it will be Bubble to finish the job.
Yeah, Propler's playing really well. And think back to even the Overpass game. I mean, he managed 4 kills. He was bottom of the board, bottom of the server. Had a really tough time creating impact and making stuff happen. When we look at him out on Ancient, it was a little bit stronger for him. We saw the majority of rounds. He was showing us some of that quality with the entry kills and the opening man advantages. Up at 17 against his ex-team, and right there, I mean, once they knew that Propler was tucked in, once that molly came through from Mertz and the spam, it just kind of put OneWin into a narrow vision of just continuing trying to fight up towards top connector, and in the end, it doesn't work out for them at all.
Take those 3 AKs off the hands of the T side as well. Everything looks nice and peachy. OneWin. Just upgrade pistols and a half invest, so they're just building into more guns right here, see what damage they can do. Ideally, take those AKs out of the hands of the CTs if they can manage it. But that first forward face from Boomich has already cost him his life. And OneWin spread out to try and trade.
Now, Victory Zigzag will look at these upgraded eco rounds that OneWin offer and just say, keep the casualties low. And like you mentioned, don't drop the AKs. We want to try and get Mertz on that AWP as quickly as possible. And Propler trying to clear out the top mid position. See that player up there towards the box and even transition down towards the lower portion. Double digits in a 10th and at least a lead gained.
Flawless round as well there from Victory Zigzag. Not a lick of damage being done. Now 1win are back on the guns here. Need to find a response because they have lost the lead. And this is the first lead that Victory Zigzag have gained throughout the course of the entire day. And they were down, what, 7-0 before they got their first round as well in this map up?
Yes.
1win. Allow their opponents back into the match. Can they close them back out? They would certainly do well in terms of equalizing here. Very quick charge down mid and a very passive setup as well to that position from Victory Zigzag. Only bubble here at this passive angle on short.
Yeah, re-smoking off towards Connector, and look at the info play that Propler's making. He is walking so far forward out towards Palace. If there's distraction towards A main, this could really open up his ability to go all the way into T-spawn. That's unfortunate though, because now Propler will probably bring his attention towards Boomich.
Boomich is just back turn though, so the kill can come in, and he can continue wrapping around if he wants to. Opting to fall back into the bomb site and hold alongside Groovy, because they're also aware of the mid walk. Again, they left that part of the map pretty open for the taking on 1win. Tried to attack a different side of things, and it worked out for the time being. Someone's got to go back for that bomb, and they're still hoping that a man advantage can tip their way.
I mean, right here, they're probably not expecting Propler to continue all the way around now that he's taken contact. So they can get that bomb pretty much just for free. Nickelback out towards window could make this round quite intriguing. Because 40 seconds on the clock, 1win have a lot of ability of selling this B fake and shifting the bomb up con.
30 seconds to play with. Groovy, eyes set. Nickelback leaning in. Did see the one man, but Groovy saw him all the same. Forrester has been tagged. The M4 holds and a Molotov sent back in his direction. Damage done. Propler gets Nickelback. That's an advantage once again for the CT side, and time is of the essence. 1win need to make a move now. Deco struggles with the first kill. Propler can take him down through the smoke, and Travis is alone in the 1-on-3. Will not last even against the first player. And the streak continues for Victory Zigzag.
Propler's playing insanely well right now. I mean, 102 ADR, constantly putting up multi-frags. That's a huge round from him once again. Not only does he deal with Boomich out there towards A main, but he stays in towards that portion, keeps fighting damage, works with Bubble, who's playing out there towards default. And notice even for Bubble, he gets mollied towards default, and he tries to back off. He's not swinging out in the open. He's not giving 1win the opportunity of that trade. And this is where Hooch has got to take that tack and get 1win on the right page that they're starting to lose this map. And that's a real threat in the series.
Victory Zigzag pining for a W somewhere. And this might be it. Their map pick in this best of 3, up for elimination, of course, against the 1win side. And this has not been as one-sided as we thought it might have been, at least as of yet. AWP's up straight for Mertz. Smokes in over at short control. The flash is sent for Boomich. Tries to jump past it, but the AWP shot lands perfect.
At least they know that that AWP's going to be transitioned out towards a B side. 1win. They've got that hero AK for Travis. They're looking for damage in this round.
Incendiaries to prod. Deco to lean. Try and get that deagle shot on the player at the stairs, but unable to connect it. Forrester heard the scope as well up on short. Can he land on Mertz? Propler lands another AK kill. A double up, in fact. Not quite the triple. Travis and Deco trying to get back into position. Mertz has dealt with one of them, so all left to Deco. Bomb out in the mid control. He's on the A side, so his position is worthless to the T side. He needs to try and act, and at least just to go down to get the money bonus here, if nothing else.
He's got heaps of time, so he doesn't have to worry about that for now. He's going to be looking for another kill, looking to pick up one of those rifles. And now you think 1v3, bomb dropped in the open. If he gets away with one more kill, make it expensive.
Challenging the AWP first, though. Mertz hitting plenty of shots here. Talked about his surgence of impact against 9 on overpass earlier today. And he's not the top fragger of the board right now for the CT side, but he is certainly being valuable to that mid defensive, and you can see it right there, how he dealt with the last man. Now the guns return from 1win. The AWP back in the hands of Deco. The AKs across everybody else. Not quite seeing the kind of star numbers that Propler's posting up on the Victory Zigzag side, replicated on the 1win camp. Let's see if that will change with this next gun round. On max loss bonus, they need to make a difference.
A 3 out towards A. Nickelback's just flying out of the gate.
Not a lot of utility support. The flashbangs come in and everyone's blind on the T side. So is Propler. He can get one of them. Merz there with support. The AWP swings on Deco. Groovy deals with Nickelback in the center of the bomb site. Absolute chaos, but it's chaos generated by the CT forces. Victory Zigzag coming out with a victory in round 22. Boomich can adjust on one. Needs to get 3 more in this clutch, and Merz is having none of it.
And that was a huge change-up in the entire round there from 1win. They try something a lot quicker. They try something very dry. And by the looks of things, Nickelback's created a huge amount of space. He's trying to lean out towards Tetris. And as soon as he starts to engage that fight against Bubble, he's just being team flashed. And it means that it makes that round so chaotic. There's people fighting absolutely everywhere. Merz does very well towards the stairs control to just keep fragging away. 13-9 now for Victory Zigzag.
Merz is posted, ready to receive on the AWP. Scope down into position. And 1win hoping for a directive face in from mid. Merz is ready to receive them if they do. Set piece, meanwhile getting set up by the pistol players. The 1 AK of Nickelback needs to come in from that mid position. They want to try and hold themselves in. Smokes down to CT, connect to jungle and stairs. Travis making some noise with that Tech 9. The AWP removes the rifle. Groovy and Bubble can also strike elsewhere. And that bomb's on a hard rotate, but they've still got a man on the B site. So it's fallen apart so quickly here for 1win.
It looked like they wanted to over-rotate the mid players in towards Connector fairly quickly. And while it looked to be a little bit of movement, still Victory Zigzag come out on top of the fights. And it's crazy to think that this was not only 7-0, but 9-4. I mean, this is going to be 10 rounds in a row for the international mix.
And 1win, they yet to score in the second half.
Well, that would make sense, Jay, considering they've just about won 10 rounds in a row.
Absolutely wrecked here by the Victory Zigzag camp. At least Deco's got a decent deagle shot. But that means nothing to them at this stage. Money's built, advantage bolstered. 5 rounds to the good on the international mix of players.
I actually don't think there's been a bomb plant, is there? I don't think there's been a single bomb plant in this second half from 1win.
I think you might be right on that, yeah.
Because there's been a lot of buy eco. I actually do not think they've had the cash injection whatsoever.
Well, perhaps now we can see a little bit more of why they went towards this map up here. Victory Zigzag, knowing that even though, yes, 1win have played against a number of significant Tier 2 teams, a lot of them have been losses. Perhaps they're aware, perhaps they realize the T side is not all that fantastic and their CT half can give them a little something. Nades, damage, back and forth, Boomich trying to see if he can isolate Propler out in the open. He's been driven away by the T side action and finally he can get that kill, but Bubble's so quick to respond.
Bubble was there for reassurance because they knew that they were going to try and trap his teammate in. Now there's the explosion out towards the B site, and MubsG's got to try and stay alive and do some damage.
Swing very far forward, but Nickelback still finds that pick. Deco's flashbang assisting in that particular regard. Advantage stays with 1win, although not by much. Nickelback's on 2 points of health. Merz can breathe on him. He lands a no-scope, denies the bomb plant as well! Oh, he's got a triple! Can't quite land the quadra! Deco in his own 1v3.
Oh my goodness. Bomb dropped out in the open. Groovy's already spotted him towards short. There's no way he's going to expect Bubble on the backstabbing apartments.
Needs to get this bomb down soon. 35 seconds. They're closing in. Oh, he's tapped one more. Bubble's gone down. Groovy, known entity. He's looking for the headshots and the sprays. And Groovy stays stake to claim the 15th. Oh my God, what's around? First the AWP, then the AK. Absolute madness there from both sides.
That was so troll for Merz as well. He's literally walked through the market door smoke, and it was being held. And as soon as you turn the corner, Merz comes through, gets that no-scope. I can't believe Merz has just pulled that off. That was a ridiculous sequence.
Unbelievable. And for 1win, it's just more problems. Trying to force out something on Forrester's part here. But that is a mentality-crushing round. Nickelback also moving in to try find his own position. Boomich has caught Bubble. There's your start for the 1-win side. Ruby's going to get one back, though. Mupsizil on the back of the bomb site will be able to fall down. So 1-win should have a plant here. A retake seems to be formed.
Just to try and see what can be offered. Lots of money in the backs here of the CT side. At least look for exits. At least try and see what can present. No one's over-peaking for 1-win, so it could be tough to get this retake successful.
They're leading. They're nading, incendiarying. Deco has caught 2 more headshots and a third. Oh my lord. Now the taps are coming in for days.
Finally, the round streak is over. 11 rounds in a row go the way of Victory Zigzag. And I mean, realistically, that should never be a possibility. Against any team in this closed qualifier, should a team of an international mix be able to win 11 rounds in a row? Only one tactical timeout being called within those 11 rounds. Ridiculous scenes. And for 1-win now, it's a fight for survival, isn't it? It's a fight to overtime, just like what they were able to do against NIP.
5 to make up. First of 6 total. And to see the way the Victory Zigzag are doing here on the CT side. It's so contrasting to what we saw earlier today. It's so contrasting to the 9 series where they just didn't get much of anything at all. Certainly didn't get 11 rounds in a row. Certainly didn't get 11 rounds total. Certainly didn't look this good.
I think it just shows what we expect. Right, like in that series against 9, okay, we're not expecting them to maybe take a map victory. We're not expecting them to win that series, but we're expecting them to give a fight, and that's exactly what they've done here on Mirage, and better.
Now's the chance to close it out and take a map. Just what we were hoping for, Dwayne. Just that little spark of brilliance that might indicate positive futures for this team. 1-win. Find multiple different sparks, and Propler finds nothing but death against Forrester. Kill found up in the Palace control. Opening start for 1-win.
Now, Mertz with that AWP pressed aggressively out towards the apartments is seeing nothing at all. Now, you've got Bubble, who's trying to work out towards Connector to deal with any of those mid-lurks. But this is going to be an end day for 1-win. And it puts a lot of emphasis on Groovy and just how much he's going to be able to find towards the top balcony outside of Palace.
Boomich finds Bubble next. 5-on-3 gains. And 1-win seeming like they're back to winning ways at this stage. Can they close out the last few frags that they require? Certainly Mups will go dropping next, as will Groovy. This is a lot more like it from 1-win.
And all it took was ending that round streak, putting one decent one on the board, and then instantly it's just a much stronger round coming through from 1-win. They worked the default really nicely. They're being able to exploit some of those setups. And when you start looking at the money, you do think to yourself that this should be an eco here from Victory Zigzag, and that there will be a buy on the table in round 28 and round 30. So there's actually only 2 more rifle rounds left in this late stage of the second half.
Manageable now. Can't take us to overtime as if 1-win haven't played enough of that today. Travis making it look simple against Mertz because it is pretty simple. Again, only pistols to play with, 3 casualties, uncontested. Now Propler and Mups. Now just Mups alone. USP didn't even have a Deagle or a P250 or any sort of upgrades involved in this one. And it's a flawless round for 1-win. Now, here come the guns.
Now, Victory Zigzag, they just know to themselves, we need to close on Mirage. You're going into Nuke, a map that did not get played whatsoever in any of the officials that they've played since sort of coming together as a mixed squad. And taking a tactical timeout and try and get some advice from their coach Hardwell, who was one best of 3 away once upon a time from qualifying to the CIS minor way back in 2017. An older CSGO pro in the lower divisions of the tier 2 to 3 CIS region, and trying to help these guys out in this closed qualifier.
How much guidance can he provide?
probably just a mental one, to be honest. Like, yeah, he might be able to add a little bit of tactical, but just to keep them all on the same page and just make sure that no one's tilting, that the communication's good, because it's that extra man, isn't it?
Well, victory Zigzag. Still lead by 3. Have no reason to be super unconfident at this stage. Walks into the default positions. The T stacked up towards ramp control. One man making his way in from underpass as the counter smoke start coming in from the CTs. I think both players on both sides actually use the same smoke at the same time. So a slight waste there. Mertz, however, is going to land the first. Deco down.
That AWP transitioning in for a stairs pick, trying to see if they can move it around. Now, there is still a bit more movement towards both main and that palace control. Forrester might try and catch a timing, get that spam back onto Groovy, and instead take a lot of damage in response.
28 points of health. Propler looking
B's
to
open.
lean in aggress. Oh, Boomich has caught an all-important frag. That bomb's going to rotate back out of ramp, though. Scrambling the rotations. It might still be an end day, but the kills are still coming in towards, say, defenders. Boomich has missed a jump in towards Sniper's Nest. They're going to be aware of that. They would have heard that. They look to engage, catch that individual off guard, and it's all fallen to naught. It could have been a round-winning play. It could have thrown VZ completely off guard. Instead, Forrester and Nickelback trying to recover and pick up the pieces. Forrester's dropped. Nickelback, 1-on-4, gets that first, with damage done to the second. 20 seconds to get the bomb down as well, and just covered off by the crossfire. This should not be his round. This should be a 16-12, and indeed it is. A little something of a bonus, a map finally going the way of victory Zigzag in the Sydney qualifier.
Well done. That was a good performance coming through from the international squad, and I think it showed that Mertz and Propler brought in a massive amount of impact consistently. First half, second half, they had to claw back from some deficits.